For this transformation, we again need to first identify the root function. In this case, it's the square root function, which I've drawn here. I've got the table of values, and to do the transformation, we need to keep track of some coordinates. So the vertex is always a good place to keep track of coordinates, and I'm going to use this green point and reference these to each other to help us get the transformation. So I want to know the shape of this first. So in this case here, it's been flipped upside down, but I want to do the horizontal and vertical separately. So I'm just going to focus on the horizontal. So that green coordinate, those two green coordinates refer to each other. And notice that this is 4 over 2 up. This one is counting from the vertex, 2 over 2 up. So it's been horizontally compressed by 2. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to horizontally compress by 2 or by 1/2. So it's going to look like this. I'm going to divide by 2 first. Now look at the direction it's pointing. It's pointing in this direction, where this one is pointing in the opposite direction. So this has also been horizontally flipped. So now I have the shape, I have the orientation, and I now want to shift that, make sure that the vertex is matched, get them in the right position. So basically if I were to do the in steps, I've got it in this position here. So I flipped it, I've compressed it. Okay, so flipping it looks like this, and then there's my point, and then so that would be the first step, and then compressing it would compress it like that. Okay, so now at this point I have to shift it into the right position, so I got to shift it into that position there, so I've got to move it 6 to the right. Okay, so I'm going to go +6, and that's going to give me my new x coordinates. Now this is opposite of what the notation is going to be, so once I've done that, I have to make sure that I rearrange it into the notation. So I have to undo all this. So I'm going to subtract by 6 first, times by -2. Just going to move that over. Times by -2, and then I'm going to end up with equaling the other x, and this represents my notation. This gets me back to the old x, which is the notational form of this. So my equation then is going to look like this. The inside part is going to be the square root. Maybe I'll just do the square root in black. This is my original function, square root x. And on the inside is my x transformation, which I've shown here. It's going to be -2x minus 6. Okay, so it's been compressed, flipped, and then shifted 6 to the right. The outside transformation is pretty straightforward. I'm going to take that picture, that red picture here, and I'm just going to flip it upside down. So if I just flip that upside down, okay, that's going to be, I'm just going to make sure the vertex is in the right spot here, and that's going to match that picture there. So then I need to do that vertical transformation on the outside, which I'll do in that. So I'm going to end up with a vertical flip. Okay, so the new y is going to be vertical flip of the old y, so I'm going to put that negative on the outside. Okay, so the transformation, I'm going to start with the y. It's just a vertical flip. That's all that's happening on the y. On the x is going to be a horizontal compression by 1/2, a horizontal flip. That was the second step that we did, and I'm just following this notation here. The last step was we did +6 to the right.